Hey guys, we're gonna be doing something a little bit new today. We're calling this the Dyad's Dissection, where basically once every 2 weeks we're gonna pick a certain type of media, maybe manga, maybe a movie, and we're gonna do a dissection of it, and we're gonna review it, and we're talking about things we liked, things we didn't like, and if we'd recommend it to people, really. We're gonna start off today with K-pop Demon Hunters. This movie just came out recently, and we have a lot of things to say about it. Mostly good,
it's
not a lot of bad.
it's been like the big hot thing I've just been seeing everywhere, and I mean, I mean, you got to start off by saying it's good. But if you don't know anything about it, we'll give you a little rundown before we dive into all the spoilers here. So basically, you follow this fictional K-pop band called Huntrix as they not only are entertaining the masses, but they also protect them from demons of the underworld. So they use their music to maintain this barrier, the Hanmoon, between realms, and when some of the demons get through, of course, they have to fight them using their magical weapons, which are sick. And since they've held back the demons for years, the demons have to try something new, which is create their own demon K-pop boy band. And then, of course, the movie ensues.
Yeah, because their big thought process is if we can't defeat them normally, we're gonna take their fans and make them weaker.
Exactly. It's like the thing that's holding us back is the power of their music and the community they brought together. So we got to make our own community and split them apart. And I mean, it kind of works.
I guess we got to decide now. Do we want to talk about the things we liked, or do we want to talk about the things we disliked first?
I was debating because I'm like, it's always nice to end on something you like, but I'm just gonna throw a little personal spoiler out there. There wasn't a lot I disliked about this movie, so let's just start with the things we like. And
I think we should
we'll
get those out of the way,
dislikes
and then
after.
we can get to the one thing that I think it was the one thing that me and him collectively didn't like. So we'll
So
start
I
with the
mean,
things we liked.
what were some of your personal, I guess, favorite things about the
My
film?
personal favorite things, I liked. I was really interested in like the little details, like when they're doing the first intro song and they're making their ramen. The ramen says it takes 3 minutes to cook. I think that's a classic amount of time for ramen. But I also like that, like kind of like I don't know if that's what they were aiming for, but the song is about 3 minutes long, so they sing for 3 minutes and the ramen takes 3 minutes to cook. I kind of like that, although they do eat it
And then
halfway through. I just feel like it's a little detail I really liked.
That is cool, and I love too, just like so many little details. I mean, this movie was 9 years in the making, is what I've heard, and like even the ramen they eat is all themed after them because they're K-pop stars. All their outfits have like meaning, and there's like history, and like so many fine details just in like the random things that they're wearing or that they like have next to them, which is crazy. I've seen so many like internet breakdowns of just like, oh, didn't you notice these little medallions actually mean this whole thing? And I'm like, whoa, that's way more than I ever thought went into it, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
there's so much detail, and when you first see this movie, you don't think there's gonna be that much detail. You just think, oh, it's a fun little movie for like everyone. But no, there's so much detail, and it took them so long to make.
Yeah, because this is done by Sony Animations, which of course that studio also has worked on like the Spider-Verse films, which the animation is going to be good. And then of course it is fantastic. I mean, the thing I like too is with the animation, not only do all the characters just look awesome, but they aren't afraid to make them weird too, which is kind of cool. Like there's so many scenes where like, I don't know, the girls just look crazy or badass or even like weird and gross and just like chibi at sometimes. Like they just have fun with it, which is cool.
My favorite scene, now that you mention that, is when what's her name? I already forgot her name. There's Rumi, there's Zoe, and then there's Mira. When Zoe is eating her little chips on the plane, that's my favorite animation. I think that's so adorable, and I think it's great.
And the thing I like too is with a lot of movies, I watch a lot of films, and getting attached to the characters, especially in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, it can be tough. But this movie does it, and I love how they introduce them where they're like, hey, here's just a quick little synopsis of each character. We got Rumi. She has like, she's the leader. She's got like a tragic past, and then her fans like talk about her, or they're like, oh, Mira, she's like has a troubled childhood. She was the black sheep of the family, but she like came together with her friends to form the band. And then it's like Zoe, she like may be cute, but she's got a wild side, and she's like the lyricist of the group, and she's the rapper. And I'm like, boom, in just like couple minutes they give us a quick rundown of who the characters are, kind of a few of their like goals, aspirations, like backstory bits, and it's like I'm already on board with them. It's more than a lot of other movies do.
I will say, this I usually don't watch a lot of movies like as often as most people do. Like for Jared, for example, he watches movies like once or twice a week. But this movie, I generally watched it and I watched it twice because I thought it was so good.
Whoa,
I really enjoyed it.
dang.
I'm a sucker for movies with music in them. I won't lie. And the music in this is just so good. Like I don't listen to a lot of K-pop. I have maybe like one or two songs in my playlist, but every song in this movie was such a banger. Oh my goodness. Even people who were saying they weren't liking Soda Pop, was that what you were saying before?
There's been so much drama online since this is released, and yeah, when it first dropped, there was a lot of people who were like, "Soda Pop, I don't know if it's my thing," but I mean, we both had fun with it.
See, I liked Soda Pop because I think it was a good way to introduce the K-pop group. It was like they just finished having like a really like bad interaction with these random guys, and now all of a sudden they see them doing what they do, but like almost like better than them in a way. In their eyes, they're like, wait, they're doing what are you doing better, and like everybody's loving them. And
And
oh, you go. Sorry.
it's interesting because that's kind of the whole point of the song is to like show off like, oh yeah, we're just cool, we're quirky, we're the boy band. And like I think a lot of people didn't pick up on that in the film because they're like, this song feels so like hollow and fruity and like I don't know, there's nothing to it. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. You know, they're just like this boy band that's been placed there to just take away the fans, so it's like that's the whole point of it
Yeah, they're
actually.
only there to make a catchy song and steal the fans from them. That's all they're doing. And you know what? It is a catchy song. You may hate on it, but you'll find yourself humming it every once in a while when you're just sitting doing whatever you're doing.
It gets stuck in my head. There's videos I've seen where someone's like, every time I crack a can of soda now, it just pops into my head, and I'm like, honestly, I'm with ya.
It's true. It's true. I literally thought about this when I popped this bubbly just earlier.
Of course, with this movie, they do a lot of like I was saying with like the character building. Did you have any favorite characters or like standout characters?
Honestly,
Like,
my favorite character is Zoe. I won't lie. Zoe is just such a funny, quirky character, and I feel like she just really she's a really good visual of like all the emotions you just like feel when you're in the moment, like like when she gets mad, like oh, I don't like the whole song at all, it's like, okay, cool, I'll just rip up all this books, like, oh fuck my lyrics, I guess.
she was my favorite too, which I mean, yeah, she was just so expressive throughout the film, which I thought was good. And even though I guess we both have the same favorite, there's been so many people I've seen online where they've each, I guess, picked their favorite. Or even with the Demon Boy Band, everyone has like their favorite guy out of there, which is cool. I feel like that doesn't always happen with movies.
I will say some of the characters were weird, like Baby. I don't know what the point of him was. It was just a random thing. I feel like that was just a random developer or a random movie producer who was just like, you know what, we need a weird guy in there. He needs to be Baby.
Well, there's always like in K-pop groups, there's like the young one, he's like, childish looking one,
You must know more about K-pop groups than I do. Like I said, I had very little interaction with K-pop groups before this.
Are you not a BTS fan?
No, I can't say that I am. I do think Butter is good.
Dang.
What's the song, Butter? I like that one.
Yeah,
I think that one's good.
That's one of theirs.
My first introduction to the song was I was in Vegas, and they were doing the fountain show in front of that famous hotel, and that they played that song during the fountain show.
Oh, that's fun. The thing that's fun too is like they based a lot of the, I guess, K-pop bands after actual K-pop bands. There wasn't any specific interaction, at least that's what I've seen from interviews with like the director. There wasn't any specific band they based anything off of, but they did have the actual K-pop band Twice as part of the film, and they made a few songs for it and like worked on some of the music, and it's fun too because you can actually see some of their like posters in the background of some scenes, which is kind of cool. They like exist in the world.
One thing I really did like too is that like they had different voice actors for the actual singing and then the actual like actors. Like the actual actors were like actual like recognized voice actors, like some people actually know them. And then they had like actual like K-pop singers who did the singing. And I thought that was really nice because it was like it'd be weird to just get like random singers who just sing good. You should get actual K-pop singers who know what they're doing and know K-pop.
That was pretty good. I did think the songs, of course, stood on their own too, which is nice because it's just professionally done. And the other thing we got to mention is just the derpy cat.
Yes,
you can't not mention Derpy Cat.
Does he have a name? I don't think he has a name.
I think his name is just Derpy. People have been calling him Derpy, and then he has a bird companion, and people have been calling him Sussy.
Sussy and Derpy, those are the names? Those are the names that people come up with?
Yeah.
I have 2 dislikes now.
So I guess maybe we'll talk about some things that I guess we weren't as big of fans of.
There really was only one thing, isn't there?
It's tough. I honestly, so far out of everything I've seen this year, I think this might be like one of my favorite movies. The only thing I can think of is I just wanted more. There were like a few, I don't even know if they're loose ends, but like things that they could have delved more into, like the main, of course, I guess, crutch of the story is Rumi is a half demon, and she's always had to hide this part of herself from her friends, which of course leads to the split between them. And so her parents, one of them was human, one of them was demon, and we just never learn much about that. It's not really important, but I'm like, we could get a whole prequel movie about that. We could get like
Yeah.
a sequel series. Like, I don't know. That's like, there's something interesting there.
The closest thing we get to like explaining it in some way is just like proof. Oh, sorry. Proof that people like humans can fall in love with demons, because we see that through Rumi, that she is falling for Genu. Like, that's the closest thing we get to explaining that in any way. I do think there was a lot of loose ends. I really think they could have gone into more detail with the rest of the characters. Like, I feel like they really focused on Rumi's story and didn't really do much with Zoe or Amira's story. Which you did hear about their backgrounds, and that's cool and all, but I feel like you could have done more with it.
That's true. They were mostly there as support throughout Rumi and her arc throughout the film, which was fine. It accomplished the goal. But yeah, I mean, especially since both our favorites was Zoe, it's like we just want to see more of her. The other thing was I've been seeing some people hate on, I guess, the end of the film where Genu makes his big sacrifice because him and Rumi kind of have this like love throughout the thing. They're like maybe about to kiss, but of course he sacrifices himself in the final moments to save her and becomes like, he gets his soul back and becomes like her new sword, which is kind of cool. And although, he ends up like saving the day, he becomes the sword, she uses it to fight off the demons and seal them back away. They don't end up getting the romance, and so a lot of people were like, man, it would have been cool if they kissed at the end and like had a happy end ever after.
I always feel different about that, because I always don't like when movies always have like a happy ending like that, and I feel like this movie does it well. I feel like I
like his big sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. I think his big sacrifice is really good. I think it helped like bring some closure to it for sure. It may not be the closure people like, but I think it's good closure nonetheless. Because if they just had, I think people would have been more mad if they didn't kiss or anything like that, and he just went back to the demon realm and they couldn't get to her. I feel like people would have been more mad if that happened. At least this way, can't kiss, he died. Sorry.
It's not like star-crossed lovers. It's like I guess his soul lives on in her, which is the whole point.
That's also such like a cliche ending too. Like, I feel like with a movie with 9 years in the making, you can't end it the way people expect it to end.
Yeah, I did like it. It leaves memorable, leaves you something to ponder, but still, like, I guess it does wrap everything up nicely. So,
Also,
I guess.
Yeah,
I
was gonna ask, do you have a favorite song?
Favorite song, and it's tough.
I want a favorite song, and
ones.
then I want a least favorite song. That's what I want.
Ooh,
it doesn't have to be a least favorite. It just has to be the one you would probably listen to last.
Yeah, that's true, because they're all like really good, I think. And it's funny because they use this one sparingly throughout the movie because it's like kind of contentious, but I do really like Takedown because that's the one where it's like it's kind of edgy and wild, but they're like, oh, it might be too hateful, maybe we can't use this song.
For Takedown, do you prefer the version that Twice did, or do you prefer the character version?
I like the character version because it's like we had it in the movie. It was kind of cool. So that one's good. And least favorite, I know a lot of people love it. I know it's topping the charts like everywhere, but like Your Idol's fine. It's fine. I like Soda Pop more than Your Idol, but
Your
whatever.
Idol, I think it's good. But if I'm being totally honest, I think it's my least favorite. Like, I think it's a good song, and I do listen to it. It's in my playlist, but it's not my favorite out of all of them.
I guess the only other one, and that's just a me thing, is like Free. It's like I'm not the biggest fan of slower songs, but even then, it's not that slow of a song, which I do kind of like. So
I think Free is definitely up there for me, just because like I'm a sucker for songs when like the two leads, the male and the female, they sing and then they just do a duet. I love duets. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. It's the reason I love like Disney Channel rom-coms. They just always have a duet in there.
Yeah,
so good.
It's got those vibes.
But my favorite song is probably why am I blanking on the name? I'm so blanky today. I'm so sorry. I'll know it as soon as I pull it up. Just give me like 2 seconds. 1, 2. How It's Done. That's it. How It's Done is definitely my favorite. I'm a sucker for intro songs. I think if an intro song's good, the rest of the songs are gonna be great. It just shows how badass the characters are in the scene and in the music, and like it shows off each character like what they do too. Like the lyricist Zoe and like Mirage, she says all the hard things, and then like Rumi, she does like the really hard vocal things, like
Of course, yeah.
the chorus and everything.
The note she's able to hit as she like voice progresses up is insane, especially in like their main song Golden, where she like hits those like high notes with her voice. It's like it's crazy. I've seen people try and replicate it, and they're like, "This is insane."
Yeah, I could never do that. You could never catch me doing that. I think we've gone through a little bit of everything, have we?
I did want to say one more thing I liked was
sure.
just the humor on this entire film, because there were so many jokes. Like we watched this movie together, and I had to pause it like so many times and be like, guys, I just need like a few minutes just to laugh at this because this is crazy. Like one of the jokes, actually, they did this a few times throughout the film, but I loved it every single time. Where they're like, "Oh, don't worry, Bobby's got this," or something along those lines, and then he calls them and he's like, "Girls, I don't got this."
Those are your favorite jokes, I will say.
They're the best. There are so many just like well-timed, I guess, bits of humor.
I think my favorite joke is when they talked about the cat's hat.
Oh,
When they're like, "Why does the bird wear a hat?" He's like, "I made it for the cat, and the bird keeps stealing it." That's my favorite joke.
it just the voice actor did so well. Like he delivers that line so perfectly. Like there's so much like almost hatred in his voice. He's like, "Yeah,"
He
and the
fucking
bird
hates this
keeps
bird.
taking it. Like.
I love that joke.
The only other question I had for you is, because it's such a big thing even in the movie and people have been doing it outside the movie, do you got any ships?
Do I have any ships? See, the problem with ships for me specifically is I don't really do that. Like I'm just gonna give you the basic answer, and it's just gonna be Genu and Rumi. I really like their
Yeah,
ships.
I mean, that's the
See,
solid one.
the problem
That's
is we didn't really hear much about the other Saja boys. They're just like demons who hate humans. Like, and you can see that in like certain scenes. Like when they get the roses, they all throw the roses away. Like they don't care. They're just here to do their job for their boss. So
Yeah.
that's my biggest problem with it. So I don't really ship them with anybody else.
I guess, yeah, that goes back to the thing where it's like it's an hour and a half film. It's like I think they did it fine for what it is, but it's like, I don't know, especially after loving it so much, it's like I would totally love just more info on each of the Saj boys, learning more about like their backstories and why they're there. I think that would be so interesting. But
Yeah, it almost seems like they hate humans for like a specific reason. Like
we see Junu's trauma and like what he went through and why he's there, and it's like they probably have something similar, maybe, probably,
surely. Yeah,
but.
no specific
Yeah.
ship for me though, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fair. I guess that then leads us to our final thing of giving this thing a rating.
A rating. What are we doing, out of 10?
We'll go out of 10. I like that scale.
All right, so overall movie, I think I have to give it like a 9. I can't do a perfect 10.
9.
Because there are certain things in the movie that I don't like how they just leave a lot of things open. I do think the characters are done really well. I think the music is really good. There wasn't a song in there that I immediately hated. Like You're Free, like the one you mentioned before. I do think it's a little bit slower, but I do love it. I didn't immediately love it, and that was my problem with it. The characters are done well. The music's done well. The story, I think, is great. I think they could have went a little bit more into it with certain things, like with Celine, for example. I think they could have like explained why she had so much trauma with them. The only thing I can think of is that the mother died to a demon, but they don't explain how the mother or father died or anything like that. They don't explain anything, and that's my biggest problem with it. So a 9, I think.
I feel bad because it's like the first one we're doing, but I really love this movie. I think I gotta go like 10 out of 10.
You're giving it a 10?
I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. I'm usually pretty positive on reviews anyway, but I think this is like a must recommend. I'm showing this to everybody. Like even at work, I have a whiteboard in my office, and I drew Derpy the cat on the whiteboard. Everyone was really confused. They're like, "Why is this scary looking cat on the whiteboard?" But I was like, "No, trust me, he's kind of cute though." But like I'm all in on this thing.
So Jag's review 10 out of 10. Mine 9 out of 10. So we get like an overall 9.5.
Yeah,
9.5 out of
sounds
10.
good.
That sounds good. I think that. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Let us know if there's anything you guys want us to review. We're open to anything. The next thing we're planning to review is a manga. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Shh, secret. But we are planning to do a manga. There's literally anything's on the table. If it's any piece of media, we'll review it. It could be a video game, it could be manga, it could be a movie, it could be a freaking
An album, whatever.
It could be a freaking webtoon for all we want, for all we care.
Oh, that's true. There's some crazy ones.
Give us an option, we'll review it. Anything you want to say before we close this out?
Go watch this movie. It's amazing. Maybe best movie of 2025.
Whoa, that's a crazy remark to say. But you know what? He's kind of right. He's kind of right. I guess we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.